You talking to me?
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me?
I'm funny how? You're funny. I don't clown you too.
I'm Peter Binkman.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Man that doesn't spend time with his family will never be a real man.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
The first rule of Fight Club is do not talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, baby.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I never thought this would ever happen to us.
Yes.
Stephen, we've been abducted by aliens.
Can you hear the sounds of alien spacecraft around us?
I can. It's not what I thought. I thought it'd be like an Enterprise sort of sound, but I don't know. It's just like a sound I've never heard before.
Oh, great.
Very
Very
Lovecraftian.
Okay, let me write
Edit that in, boy.
Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Okay, welcome to Frame by Frame, everybody. We are, we're continuing this crazy storyline into this part 2, because
It's not a storyline. It's actually happening.
real,
Come
real
on.
life.
Don't spoil the magic.
We were lovely. We were having such a good time having a look around Devil's Tower.
We were, and you know, Sam Raimi dropped us off there. I was just as you, just what the hell? We got abducted by aliens at the end of talking about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So we're currently having a Close Encounters. Is it the fourth or the fifth kind when you've been taken by them?
When you meet them, of course, Steven Spielberg said it's the third kind. Fourth is when
It's contact and they take you.
I think it's the fourth kind where you're actually experiencing
It is
them.
because there's that terrible alien abduction film called The Fourth Kind. There we go.
Which I bet they wanted to call it Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. I bet you.
No,
And then they got,
there must be a film out there called Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. There must be.
There's gonna be, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing about these UFO stories. There are not many of them out there that really know how to do it. Not like this. I mean,
No, that's a strange thing because it's bantha fodder for a good filmmaker to make a really good alien abduction film, but there really isn't that many of them, is there?
there aren't. I mean, there's the typical pedestrian ones where it's Roswell, New Mexico, and you've got the military combing about trying to figure things out, and you've got a whole myriad of these reality programs which are kind of like true stories beyond belief kind of things, which kind of touch upon it but never really go there because they just can't. And then you've got what was that film that we watched with the Sky Boy?
All right, it's not. Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, Skyman, which again barely touched upon it.
Yeah, and now there's films like Fire in the Sky that with that's the one with Robert Patrick, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Robert Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's allegedly based on a true story. They get abducted, and this guy goes missing for a bit, and then all of a sudden he reappears, and
that was the story
like
of Travis Walton. Yeah, that was the.
Yeah, that was kind of a court case, wasn't it? About what had happened, and he's gone missing, but.
It was more, it was a lot about the boys after the abduction, and before Travis was returned to them. They had all the interrogation and the polygraphs, and
now the actual abduction in that is scary.
Amazing. Amazing. And then you've got Communion, which we've covered before as well. Yeah. Which again, very, very psychological, very much. That was.
Hey, I was taken by an alien! That was Christopher Walken, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell because of all the sound effects around here.
Yeah, that's the sound that we've never heard a sound quite like this sound.
The Christopher Walken bouncing sound against all that sound effects kind of made it a little bit... but we'll work on that.
Yeah. There's a watch! My ass!
was watching my ass. It's been there since the 40s. No, that was my dad. And my dad before him. I can't do it. I cannot do a Christopher Walken. I mean, there's only one person. I mean, Kevin Pollak can do that.
Yeah, Kevin Pollak. I think Bradley Cooper. Anyway, I digress.
We are digressing because we have been abducted by aliens, but it doesn't seem to be what I thought it would be. It seems quite chilled.
Yeah, it's quite nice up here, isn't it?
Yeah, we have.
Wherever up here is.
Yeah, I guess we're just. Oh look, there's a window. I can just see. That's planet Earth?
Oh, that's the planet Earth. We're just orbiting Earth.
We're very close.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's weird.
Oh, what? Look, there's a camcorder on the floor here.
A camcorder? No
Yeah.
way.
I'm gonna. It's like an old sort of
Sony?
late '80s camcorder. I'm gonna see if there's a tape in there. Oh, there's full battery and there's a tape in this. I'm gonna record everything that happens, and I'm never gonna put it down.
I can't believe that this is actually happening, and there's actually a camcorder. It's an old 1980s box-style camera. That's going to be quite heavy to hold for the whole time.
It is, and but I'm going to film everything that happens, and not one point am I going to put it down, no matter how weird it would be to still be holding a camera.
Yeah, even if I do get undressed or do anything weird, or even when I tell you just put the damn camera down, you're going to continue filming, right?
I'm going to, even if my mum, who seems to be drinking heavily, tells me, put the camera down for God's sake, I'll be like, Mum, okay, but then I won't do, and they'll be like, Mum, is that a wig? Looks like a wig, Mum. I don't think you're as old as you're suggesting here, Mum.
Do you know what? This really reminds me of a couple of films.
Does it now?
It's kind of odd because you're touching upon something that seems familiar. Now I'm thinking, oh, what was the name of the director? Oh yeah, of course, Dean Aliotto. Dean
Aliotto, yeah.
That well-known director.
Yeah, he was famous for making a film for about $6,500.
And that was.
It looks like it was made for $6,500.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the $6,500 was used elsewhere.
Yeah.
But the McPherson tape, made in 1989, well, made before 1989, of course, edited and put out in 1989. His first attempt at an alien abduction film. Nobody had ever done this before, Andy. Before him.
In fact, this was 10 years before the Blair Witch Project, wasn't it?
It was, but how many years after Close Encounters? I mean, this is crazy. One guy with a video camera decided to do this.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best thing that's out there that covers this subject matter, even though it's not the best thing that's out there.
Happy birthday to you. Wait, make a wish. Don't blow yet.
And then you can tell me. No, don't tell me.
Hold on. Oh, it's working. Forget it. Oh, swear to God, you're gonna break your neck with that thing.
I'm gonna break it.
Oh, shit. What the hell was that? Holy shit. What the hell is that? He's got him! He shot one of them dead. It's right outside there.
Are you sure it's not back there?
It's not back there. I just took a look in there.
Get out. I will learn how.
Okay, let's talk about the first film, because he has made two. He made one in 1989, and then he did a remake just before Blair Witch Project, a couple of years before that. And renamed it and retitled it and changed it. But let's talk about that first film.
Yeah, because like the first film was a lot shorter.
Very much so. Not a lot as much happens.
No, but I would argue that the first one might be a little bit. Oh wow!
Yeah, the first film might be a little bit.
But I think it's a little bit more effective. I think.
I don't know what's going on here. I think I pressed the button.
Have you pressed the alien abduction button?
I accidentally pressed the alien abduction button. Yeah, okay, sorry. Let's get back to it. 1987, McPherson tape, go.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying? Before I accidentally pressed the button.
So, yeah. So, you put me on the spot.
Oh, I know.
My asshole went all tight.
You know, it's you know, I can understand that it's the lack of gravity and the lack of real pure oxygen. But
It
yeah,
is, and I just feel like my bone density and my muscles are just getting smaller by the minute.
tell
you
me
know?
about it.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. Alioto basically got all his friends and family together and made this film
Yeah.
with one camera. Okay, he stuck to the rules, right?
Yep.
Just like you are doing right now.
I'm sticking to the rules right now. So what was it? It's like UFO Case 77, it says, doesn't it, at the beginning of summer? On the evening of October the 8th, 1983, a young man was videotaping his niece's 5th birthday party. As the night strange occurrences took place, he kept his video camera recording the entire event.
Okay. And it's kind of weird because when you have I remember the 80s and the 90s and the influx of video camera coming into the house. My dad had a camcorder, and every Christmas he would just set it up on a tripod in the corner of the room and just film us opening presents. See, this happened for about 3 or 4 years, consecutive years.
Did he ever capture an alien?
No, and nothing else happened. I don't think it was basically
disappointing.
a lot of rap rage maybe, and just a lot of sitting and gazing. It was probably the most exciting family video ever. But for this niece's birthday, it's amazing.
It's all happening.
It's all happening, and they go out and is this the one where they touch the fuse box? It's burnt out.
No, that's the second one.
You see, that's where I do get confused between the two. This is the one where not a lot really happens other than going out to see the alien spacecraft on the ground and something about that.
Which you couldn't make out. I mean, I think it was an ice cream truck.
Yeah, it could. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's completely out of focus when they get there. So, right. So the film is, as we just set up, he's filming his niece's birthday party. Strange things start to happen. The lights all cut out, don't they?
Yeah. Okay, that's the first instance.
So that's how it starts. The lights cut out, so they go outside, they check the fuse box. Ooh, what's going on? So they decide to check if the neighbour's house, the lights have gone off in the neighbour's house, don't they?
Yeah,
so
the Dooleys or the Jacksons.
A lifetime to the neighbour's house.
Yeah, exactly, because that's, it's Middle America.
Yeah. And on the way, there's a light, so they go and see what the light is, and it's an alien spacecraft that's landed.
Yeah.
But before that, they see a light in the sky, don't they? They're like, oh my God, what is that? But you don't see that.
No.
You don't even see a light.
There's a lot of reacting to things that aren't actually there in this.
Yeah. And I think that's like, it was going over to our neighbour's house. Let's go over there. Let's have a look at what's happening. They go over to the neighbour's house. They find a spacecraft.
That's it. And they see people walking around. They count the amount of people that there are.
Yep.
There are 3 of them, and which is funny because you gotta kind of think about when you're in this situation. You're. I mean, they don't even have guns in this one, do they?
No, they don't.
They decided to actually play it pacifist mode, very much, and so there are odd feelings, and that's kind of it. They run back to the house and they batten themselves in.
But there's a lot of like dodgy acting.
There is, because
You know, it's like, oh God, oh my God, and then they run back. So seems to take them about an hour when you're watching walk there to get there. But when they're walking back, when they run back, they're there in seconds, aren't they?
pretty much, yeah. I mean, they run back. They're home. They're in the house. I think we're kind of expecting that there might have been a cut, but as far as we're concerned, it's completely. Yeah, like we say, we do get confused between the two films because they are very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. But the one thing that I noted in this is that there's a lot of confusing camera angles and blurring and movement. So they I think in terms of realism, they did a lot better with this one.
I think so, yeah. Because I think the biggest mistake with the second one is because I don't think with the first one they end up bringing an alien into the house, do they?
No, there is no alien in the house. It's basically and I think there is a gun. I've just seen the scene. There is a gun.
Right.
The mother in this is a lot more. She's like a small, quaint wee woman, if I remember, and everybody's. I just remember the sweater shop costume department. It's just everybody's wearing these big bulky sweaters, and there's a lot of brown. There's but yeah, they did it as realistic as it could be for a home video footage. I think they did a better job of keeping it on the real side in that first version, even though we see nothing.
Yeah, but yeah, perfectly. 'Cause it's so much more realistic. I think the problem they have with the second one is obviously he doesn't have a good budget. He's hired actors for the second one.
Yes.
But a lot of them can't act. So it's just not very good. So if I had to pick between two of them, I would say the first one is a better film. It's more affecting.
Yeah, it definitely is more affecting, and I think.
And it's probably because, like you say, it's friends and family that are on there. They're all comfortable with each other.
That's true. That's true.
There's more of a naturalistic feel to the film. You feel this is a family. It's hard to put logic into a film like this, but I mean, if an alien species has come from another galaxy and has figured out how to travel so far, they wouldn't have a problem getting into a house.
That's true.
They wouldn't have a problem abducting a family. There wouldn't be they're trying to get in, oh my God, what's that noise on the roof? What's that? It's trying to get in.
They're making it sound like animals. Or that they're just, these aliens are just kids having fun. There is no kind of stipulation as to what kind of. I mean, if they're just going on the pure premise of these are aliens, they've come down. There's no distinction as to what they are there for, but they wouldn't be bothered with them. They wouldn't be bothered. They would probably just go in, do their stun ray thing, get them to all just freeze like they did in the second one, and then just leave them, and then the family wake up next morning, don't remember a thing, which would be the experience that they would have told that nothing happened. And
the whole missing time thing.
Yeah, the whole missing time. The videotape would have been discovered and wiped. So, in terms of people, the believability, it completely debunks itself pretty easily in that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd love to make this kind of a film. I'd love to do it, but nobody's doing it. There must be a reason why.
Well, it's clearly the military. They're not allowing it to happen because people might cotton on that these things are happening.
That's the thing. I mean, I would have imagined that since Close Encounters there would have been hundreds of these films. That anybody who had a camcorder could have done this, put it out there and made it better than this. Yeah. There's like a competition.
There ended up being a bit more of I think in the early 2000s, there was that Mila Jovovich one.
Yeah, Fourth Kind.
Was that the Fourth Kind?
Yeah. Dark Skies was out.
Yeah, so there was a bit of a fad.
Yes.
For alien abduction films for a little while, wasn't it? It started, but way after this.
But then there were some films which had the title of something, and then when you watch it, it had nothing to do with alien abduction at all, or would just not be, it would be some guy trapped in a store or something, and then stuff would happen, but it would be monsters instead.
Yeah.
They kind of played the monster movie card, but by giving you a UFO kind of abduction title and feel to it. You go in with the expectation, but the McPherson tape, the family of the McPhersons, it's got so much going for it.
It has.
It had so much going for it. And
there's a really good horror film in here.
there is.
A family being terrorized by something trying to get in.
Yes.
Signs tried to do it.
Yeah, Signs was very nice, I thought.
Yeah, I like Signs. I think Signs is
It's great. I mean, people always say that they were disappointed about the idea that the aliens can be stopped by water. But
let's attack let's try and invade a planet that's 2/3 water.
Yeah,
okay, but take that away from it.
Yeah, remove that. It's great.
What I like about it is the entire. We might be able to talk about alien abduction films as a whole here and focus on the McPherson thing, but what I like is that the whole world is being attacked.
Yeah.
But it's just that household that we focus on.
Focusing
I
on
really
the household,
like that.
And I love that the film footage that they watch on the television of the alien. That
when it just walks across
walks across, and that's all you need.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
Ground forces are being assembled. It's happening. Don't be afraid. It's like War of the Worlds. Believe it's going to pass. Don't be afraid. They're in the house. Here it comes. Don't be afraid.
But the work was being done by Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, and the girl, and the child, or the son. Was it the son or the daughter? I can't.
It was the son, because the son has the asthma attack, doesn't it?
Exactly. I mean, they've got the asthma attack. They've got the tinfoil hat thing going on, which I think is gorgeous. A little.
Yeah, because it's really it's that Signs is genuinely scary.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
It is.
It's got a good humour to it as well, and
and it touches upon crop circles. It doesn't go into crop circles at all. It just uses that as its because crop circles were huge in the thousands. Everybody was doing it, and they needed to have a film that captured that, and that was a perfect setting for it. So it seems to me that the simpler the plot, the better it is. The less things hanging from it, the better.
And what the lo-fi quality of the first film really goes in its favour.
Yeah.
Where I think it's when they see the spacecraft and the two figures walk around the spacecraft, and he just it's all shaky cam, and they're all scared, they're trying to look at it, and then when the aliens just turn and face and look at in the way of the camera, that's actually quite a chilling moment, more so than the second one.
More so, and because I think the second one they then turn a light onto them.
Yeah, they do. They flash a light on them.
Onto them, and then that's when they run.
What they say in the second one is like, they just shot something at your hand. What was it? And he's like, oh, well, we never see.
Oh yeah, later on he says, "Oh, your hand." He's bandaging his hand, but he actually didn't act anything in between that kind of says, "I'm hurting here. I'm in pain. Help." But because I was surprised. I thought, what? When did that happen? Because she was bandaging his hand. Yeah, but that's the second movie. But so. Yeah, you got the wee woman who wants to kind of keep the calm, keep everybody in the house, everybody just be relaxed. The little girl was just a little girl.
Yeah, she's not scary little girl like in the second one.
Yeah, nobody was trying to have any B stories or side stories. No Bo Burnham inside moments, you know.
No.
And so I give him all the marks for keeping the simplicity, not going too far, not letting us see too much. But then again, I think peeling it back a little bit, giving us that, there's nothing more frightening than having a camcorder searching rooms and not seeing what's in those rooms.
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't utilize that enough.
No, and again, we'll turn this into a drinking game. Anyone who listens to us, every time we mention David Lynch, has to take a shot of whatever they've got in front of them. Because I'm going to mention David Lynch again, but that's what Lynch is brilliant at. A camera just going into a darkness and not know what's in there and it being absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
And this film does do it. It does that. And like you rightly said, just having someone holding a camera, you've got his point of view. And you didn't really have to think, like, I'll put the camera down, because really in 1989, no one's done this really before.
Exactly. Yeah.
You could argue cannibal.
Silence of the Lambs.
No.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Holocaust, yeah, because that's kind of a found footage film, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
But we're in the second one. It's more like, oh, for God's sake, But with this one, I kind of get it.
Yeah,
they try and get around it with the second one, saying they're using it as a form of light because all the lights, there's no electricity working.
Yeah,
so
they also, and then
they
said that we're documenting this because once Kurt realizes the value of the camcorder, instead of yelling at him, he uses it to actually show everybody the videotape of the footage, and then after that they kind of accept it as being this is their legacy. If anything goes wrong, they've got evidence on the camera. So eventually, they kind of work that out. Whereas in the first one, the camcorder is kind of like just tied to the hip.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. I mean, that's the thing about this. If they actually just put the camera down in different places, it would have been too obvious. If they put the camera down in really obscure places where it was then left for a minute while sound was going on, and then somebody kind of moved it, picked it up, did things like that, then we'd probably be forgiving the actual involvement of the camera. But there has to be a logical reason. I mean, you've got to look at Chronicle, another found footage film where you kind of think that, okay, that there are camera angles in that film where there is no actual camera because they start to use CCTV footage. And it's like, oh, this is like the ultimate found footage where they're using any visual source possible just to make the movie look better. But then you got Borderlands, which really did it well because
Borderlands is brilliant.
They locked off that camera, they locked it off. But
then you got stuff like Cloverfield, which is found footage, but the quality is so good. You know what I mean?
The 4K found footage. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
that dude. He sends the best dick pics in the industry.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. I'm just channeling.
We'll get to that.
I'm channeling gangsters for some reason. Just getting a feeling.
Strange. Yeah. Do you think we're the only humans up in this spacecraft?
You getting vibes too?
Yeah, I got a feeling this. I
don't know.
Maybe it's because we're just orbiting the planet.
I just feel as though I need to wash my hands. I need to sanitize or something.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling a bit dirty. I feel like I need to just kind of start looking after myself.
Looking down at the planet, I'm just getting all that greenery in the.
Yeah, it just kind of looks nice. Which and when you think about the McPherson tape, it's all shot at night, so you can't really see any greenery. That's how I link that in. Back to the film. Let's talk about the low level lighting in that film and how it does work for the time.
It does.
It's filmed at the time, even though it's 1982.
Yeah, it's based at 82, isn't it?
Yeah, which accounts for all the gaudy sweaters and but yeah, I guess it's before E.T. as well, so they're not going to be using any references. They've got Close Encounters as a reference. Nobody actually ever mentions that. They don't talk about benevolent aliens. They don't talk about aggressive aliens. There's no. These are not filmmakers dropping in anything that is referential to, because if it was us, we'd probably be saying, this is just like this, in District 9 this is like that, this is, we'd be full of references, but at least this family has no clue what they're talking about, what they're experiencing.
Well, maybe that's sort of the same, in 1982, Middle America, they don't go to the movies, they have no idea what these things are.
Exactly. So give them that due in terms of making sure that these characters are completely out of the loop.
Yeah,
is, I think,
but they do say straight away, that's a spaceship.
They do that straight away because that's...
Even though it's clearly an ice cream van.
Ice cream van with very big top lights. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you were in the middle of the woods and you didn't hear, if you know that vehicles can't travel to that location, and you look out at something that's obviously not supposed to be there, you gotta think alien spacecraft as a fun thing. You gotta say, oh, here come the aliens. So, oh, what's that? A flash in the sky is always going to be a UFO. So
absolutely.
So even though the most remote cultural references will still have that as their go-to. Yeah. Even Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if he saw a flashing light outside, he'd go,
UFO. Hey.
Insert chainsaw sound effect here.
And splat.
Oh.
So, but there's a lot of what gets slightly annoying with the film, and the second one, is all the yelling and all the falling out and all the screaming, and
yeah, because
it gets a bit much, doesn't it?
Would that really happen? I mean,
I don't think so. First to be the initial shock of it, but then to be right, let's board up these. It'd be more like signs of like, right, let's board up the windows, let's make sure nothing can get in.
Yeah, there's the low temper, the inability to see reason.
Yeah.
To overthink out. Yeah.
Surely somebody would be like, no, of course it's not aliens. Don't be stupid. There's no such thing as aliens.
There was no counter, was there? The arguments were all about the fact that they are being raided by something that they can't understand. But none of them actually have any fear that it's actually human.
Yeah. What? But it all builds to this massive climax, and all the climax is he manages to he gets shouted at enough that he puts the camera down, doesn't he? And you've got to go into the kitchen. So they go into the kitchen, and then the climax is the aliens just walk into the room and then into the kitchen
and stare at the camera. They stare at the camera. That's it.
That's it. It goes off, and you're like, right, okay.
And he does his Paul McKenna thing where he just goes, oh, okay, camera off. But then if you were the aliens and that was your goal, was to go in and say, okay, right, all these people need to now be abducted, that video camera that I've just turned off, maybe I should actually remove it because that's got evidence of our arrival and our abduction. Everything is on there, so why leave that to be found by the US government, and it's like, well, what are the motives of these aliens, and why would they choose this family? That's the one thing. Why? I mean, and that's the thing I always think about when I hear about alien abduction stories. That I see these people and I think, why would they pick you? Why would they pick you? And quite often than not, it's because their lives are quite respectfully, they're not very exceptional people.
Yeah, and they're in the middle of nowhere, and it's sort of like, oh, they won't be missed.
Yeah.
I guess that's the logic of the aliens.
Yeah.
That's why Communion is so good, because it's you know, even though he gets abducted in a different place, it happens again, doesn't he, when he's in that high-rise apartment complex?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, he gets taken again, and so
But that's Christopher Walken. You can understand. I would, if I was an alien, I would be like, this Christopher Walken guy's really interesting. Let's go back for him.
Maybe that's why he's gone insane, because he was literally taken by aliens.
And Gary Busey as well. You know,
just okay, but like, put him back.
Any actor who's lost his marbles over the last couple of decades, Mel Gibson, Downey Jr., all of them, you know, Kevin Spacey, every single one of them, they've been abducted by aliens, and they've basically been given this reputation, which could be the clones that they dropped off in their place. You know, especially if you have ultimate respect for an actor that all of a sudden they change, they become something else. It's because they're clones. They're not really
because
them
they're clones.
anymore.
Wow, we're really getting to the bottom of things here.
Yeah, kind of not.
This is 100% what it is.
It's perfect. Yeah, that explains Kevin Spacey's situation to a T. Yeah, but I don't know. When it comes to alien abduction, I always kind of question who they're picking up and why. And like you say, in this case, it's because they're not going to be thought about or remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But obviously, what about us though? Because we've been taken by aliens right now.
Are you
I
saying?
haven't seen any aliens, but
Okay.
yeah.
So in that case, we're unremarkable people who.
We're unremarkable, and this is like.
I blame all of our fans for not clicking and sharing. If we were popular, we wouldn't be in this situation.
That's it. Oh. So we're literally a victim of our non-success.
Victim of our non-success and the humdrum podcasting life that is pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned.
I tell you what, at least it keeps the lights on.
It keeps the lights on. It keeps that one candle burning that I keep on reusing and scraping cow fat. And
get wax out your ears and just building it up every day. Yeah.
That's exactly what we have to do. It won't be long, I can tell you that. There is no reason why we're here, Andy. We just like a good laugh, and aliens obviously think we're funny.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
That's it. We're just.
That's what it is.
That's why they haven't done anything nasty to us yet. They've abducted us before. Remember?
Yeah, of course,
Tiramisu.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to us then, that I remember.
Oh. There was a couple of hours though I can't account for.
Well, to be honest, I don't think we can account for anything that happened after 2016 and 2000. What? Yeah, there is a gap in our lives. Something, I don't know.
Quite a few years, actually.
Quite a few years, yeah. We mean the 10th anniversary of Frame by Frame, and I feel like we've only just done it for a year and a half. It's very strange. So, moving on. I think we've milked the McPhersons for all we can. Is there any last words?
Well, just I suppose in conclusion, it's actually it's very cheaply done. Bless them for doing it, and he got a film out there. I first watched it on Sky TV. It was on Sky.
The first one, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the first one. I thought, what's this? And just watched it. I remember just being maybe a little bit freaked out at some points, and just kind of I enjoyed it for what it was. Again, I found all the arguing and all that a little bit slightly annoying. But what I thought is like, I think this film needs to be remade, but with added racism. That's what I thought when I watched it.
Okay, I gotta work it now. Here we have my mom. This is my niece Rosie. Oh, hey now. Nice bird, Curtis. How you doing?
Mommy.
This is my career, Mom.
What career?
Music video director.
Yeah, right. You can't even hold that thing steady.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like this.
Whoa. Whoa. What was that?
What the hell?
Not lightning?
All right.
Whoa.
Man,
look at that.
Hey.
We'll have to... What is that?
What? I swear to God, that's a f***ing UFO, man.
Where is it?
Shh. The camera, come on.
That's an alien.
Give it back.
What? Oh, they're cutting open one of the cows.
What?
They see us. One of them's looking right at me. Oh, they see us.
Ah! Come on! Where's the camera? Forget the camera! Keep up! This way! Over here! Over here! Right! Come on!
A decade later, added racism, more guns,
and an actual alien and a racist,
and acting and child actors who can be creepy. Maybe put a piano in there. Go from sweaters for actual shirts and.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the second one, which is called Alien Abduction.
It's an incident at Lake County, I think, or something.
Oh, is it? Because I put the McPherson tape into YouTube.
Yeah.
And it came up with Alien Abduction, the McPherson tape, and I watched it. It was the second one.
Yeah, the second one, which it's mistitled because everybody knows it as the McPherson tape, and they don't know how to find. They don't know how to find the second one, so they always tie it with the first. So, Alien Abduction Incident at Lake County, and it's the same director, same Paul Chitlick. I'm pretty sure I know that name. He was the writer with him on this one.
It's not a name you forget. Paul Chitlick.
It isn't a name I forget. Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay. This is going to blow your mind. I have...
Whoa!
A book called Rewrite. A step-by-step guide to strengthen your structure, character, and drama in your screenplay.
No way.
And yeah, I had no idea that he did this movie. But yeah, so okay, let's go there. This Paul Chitlick, wow, yeah. He was a guest on Pila Alessandra's On the Page one time, I remember, and that's why I got the book, because it was because he was a guest on that podcast.
Right. Okay then.
So yeah.
So he's got a career out of this.
He's done all right for himself. He's known in the industry, and he's got some good credits. And to be fair, when it comes to writing drama, the second one has that in spades. However, that would have been all fine if this wasn't a found footage film that's meant to look like it's a realistic
found footage film.
Because found footage to me is not written. Found footage to me is Blair Witch Project all over it. I mean, that is the pinnacle, because it's not written, it is all improvised, and it is all the idea is laid out, but the mouth
and that's what they should do with this kind of film. It should be right now I need you to walk over there where you're going to find a spacecraft, but anything that's going to happen, we're not going to tell you, and we're going to genuinely try, like they did with the Blair Witch, we're going to genuinely try and scare you, and get honest reactions out of everybody.
And that would have been, I mean, that would be the ultimate experiment. I mean, of course, you'd have to fine-tune the pre-production. It's all in the pre-production.
Yeah.
It's not about filling their mouths with dialogue, and because that's where it fails. As soon as you start writing dialogue, it's good dialogue if it's not a found footage film, because there is a huge difference between making a drama and making a documentary, or using a camera on real people and trying to fool people into thinking that this is real. And for all those people, and there are a lot of them, who still think that these movies are real.
Oh,
even though
really?
one's actually a remake. That there are videos on YouTube that are screaming. There's one guy who literally tries so hard to debunk it that he's literally screaming into the camera, "These films are not real."
Can't explain what this thing is, but come on, the guy who made this is right there. He's sitting right in front of you. There are pictures of the 8-year-olds who played the aliens on the goddamn couch, and they're holding the heads in their hands. Is that not enough proof for you? This isn't real! Stop acting like it's real!
And, you know, people keep on telling him that they are real, that this actually happened. There was a poll he did, and there's still a majority think that it's a real film. And it's like, no,
that's crazy.
It is.
That's absolutely crazy.
And it's because they're not able to stand back and say, okay, well, yeah, that people don't usually say the things that are being said in these movies. You don't say anything of what is being said because you only say that for dramatic effect. Everything in a script is for dramatic effect.
It received the highest ratings for that prime time. A side effect of the film's sudden success was that a new theory emerged from people who believed the first tape was real, that alien abduction was made by the government as a ploy to fool people into thinking this was the fake one, and that the first one was the real, actual, genuine tape. No. They're both movies. They're both works of fiction.
Nothing's wasted.
Yeah. But whose idea was it to put a little bit of nudity into it? You know, is it his brother with his girlfriend and they're in the bathroom? They've left the door open, so he basically films them getting it on.
I know, and do you know what?
Who would do that?
Wasn't it pixelated on your screen?
It was pixelated,
It was pixelated, so...
I was gutted.
So, yeah, it just takes you right back to those scrambled Sky One days again. It's like, I can hear it, but I can't see it. But the weird thing is that was it edited in the film to be pixelated, or was that kind of an After Effects thing done for YouTube to get a general audience?
Well, the conceit is, isn't it, that they found these tapes and it's been released, and whoever found the tape has pixelated it. I would imagine. Or because sometimes it goes pixelated when the aliens are around, so maybe her boobs were aliens.
But okay, this is the conceit. Okay, the idea of having the only reason why you would even think about putting a nudity in a film, or to allude to nudity in the film, is to basically get that male demographic interested, to get that or female, to get that boob enthusiast,
or trans,
or them. But okay, let's just call them boob enthusiasts. Okay,
yeah.
To actually watch it and to be like titivated.
Hey, whoa, hey.
Okay. What is the point in doing that, in having that, only to then pixelate it? And if this is actually a found footage film that's actually been edited with a documentary alongside it with actual interviews from professionals, then why would you then edit that in? Would you not take that out of your actual documentation of an alien abduction because it's unnecessary?
Exactly. So it's things like that make no sense.
Exactly.
It's a perfect example. I got a bit more money. I'm going to remake my film that I did 10 years ago, but I'm going to do it worse.
Yes, it is. But it's basically turning something that was a perfectly good premise and then adding everything that you do not add to make it more realistic. But to make it but only to go into the direction of it being a drama or a film, a movie, a motion picture.
Yeah.
You putting that... it's written. It's not lived. It's written.
Exactly. So your mate who's written that book that you love so much, who's your favourite writer ever, that's what you said.
What?
What? You did. I heard it. You said, that's my guy. That's my muse. That's what you said. Do you remember that?
Rewind that tape.
You abducted my aliens, mate. You may not have heard it.
Look, Andy, here is the book. It's Paul Chitlick. I listened to him on
So what Paul
podcast.
Chitlick did is go, right, I'm going to look at all the things that make a horror film scary. So what have we got? You've got the thing that's going to terrorise us. We've got to shoot one of them, and we've got to bring it into the house. Why would you do that? That thing that's then at some point got to go missing. We need a creepy child. All horror films have creepy child in it, so we need a creepy child
Yes.
that's acting creepy.
Yeah.
So yeah, tick. That's the
Capital letters. Racism.
Racism. Yeah, we need racism. We need drama. We need to put some racism into this.
Drama, exactly. Drama of the pervy brother as well.
Yeah, the pervy brother. So the racism is the patriarch of the family is a bit of a dickhead, isn't he? And he's very bossy. He's bossing everyone around, and he's blaming people for not telling me about mum's drinking. And then his sister turns up, and he's with his sister's boyfriend. Not only does sister's boyfriend have zero acting skills, but he just happens to be a black gentleman.
Yeah.
And the family have got a problem with that. So to try and add a bit of drama into it, he was like, I just think she should have told us that he was black.
Okay,
And,
but to
you
say
know,
he has
to
no
refer
acting
to-
skills,
to
he's
the-
actually acting as though he's not scripted. He doesn't actually. He's not acting. He's living that part. He's the only one who's actually not acting.
Yeah, but
Maybe
when
that's
you give
a
him
better-
that
yeah.
point, yeah, and the conclusion to the racism story is at one point he gives him a gun.
Oh yeah,
The
it's
patriarch
redemption.
man gives him the gun, and that's basically saying, I now trust you. I trust you
Yeah.
with the life of my
Of
family.
my family, you're it. Yes, and then
Yeah, and
his-
do you know how to fire that thing? It's so cliched. Do you know how to fire that thing? I think I get the idea. Good. You know, you might as well say that's the dangerous end.
under
there.
no circumstances, only what did he say? 3 knocks. If you hear 3 knocks, then let me in. It'll
Yeah,
be me.
that's it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everything is Kurt. To Kurt's sister, it's like as soon as there's a noise outside, oh, it's Kurt. There's a cat doing a poop in the cat litter, and then scratching the cat litter. It's Kurt.
It's Kurt.
In the piano. Who's playing the piano? It's Kurt. He's inside the piano. All of a sudden, I mean, that girl who kept on saying that everything was Kurt was annoying. That was annoying, and I think that wasn't scripted. I think that was just done on the actual day, because no way would Paul Chitlick be that flimsy about adding everything being Kurt. Sorry, Paul. Love you. So
Your favorite writer.
my favorite
Paul
writer
Chitlick.
ever, Paul Chitlick. No, this is not going to be a thing. You are not going to set this up for the rest of my.
This is
podcast
for
career.
every single episode. I'm going to put a little post-it note on top of a computer here that says, on the side of the spacecraft, it says Paul Chitlick. So I know every time
Paul
Chitlick gets a mention.
It's just a great name.
Paul Chitlick, I enjoy saying it. Like giblets. I like saying the word giblets. Paul Chitlick, giblets.
Speaking of giblets, it's Thanksgiving dinner instead of a birthday party. That's a big change, because
That's
then
a good
at least,
change.
Yeah, because then it makes it less about the child, right? Who was really a non-entity in the birthday party anyway. It was like that was the most miserable birthday party she ever had in that first film. But now make it Thanksgiving, and that way you make it all about the mother.
Yeah, being the raging alcoholic.
And of course, once you've got that brief, you are the mother, you are an alcoholic. Okay, so what do I do? Just to make sure that in every scene you have not a Star Trek mug, but a cup, a glass, and you keep topping that bitch up. You keep filling it up, and even if it's in the most inappropriate moments of the film, where you just keep reaching for the bottle, because that's all that alcoholics do.
Yeah.
Because alcoholics are not that complex.
No,
they are very
not at all. It's not an illness. It's just a choice. But
it's a
what
coping
would
mechanism.
happen if you carried on drinking a lot of alcohol? You would eventually get drunk.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really get drunk, does she?
I actually, you've got a very, very valid point that I actually didn't notice, because because I kept on thinking she's a character playing somebody who likes to drink alcohol, but doesn't actually understand that she should be completely bladdered by the end of it.
Yeah.
But she seems pretty easily, she can cope. She's got a very high threshold.
Yeah.
Very high. Jeez.
Oh God. Can we talk about things that maybe work in this film?
Oh yeah, please. Let's talk about what works. What are the improvements?
So
over the first
the
one.
one bit where he goes and gets changed, doesn't he? Now, I actually think that this was okay, right? Bear with me. So what he does, he puts the camera down. Now, okay, normally you probably would turn the camera off if you're going to get changed, but he doesn't. He leaves the camera on, and he gets changed. He picks the camera up. Bang! There's an alien in the room, and then he goes into like some weird trance.
Yes,
and it's like the alien doesn't quite know what the camera is, so the alien's coming a little bit in and out of focus to the camera.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually quite a nice moment.
Really good, and I think that's probably good. Letting the alien have control over the camera for a little bit, taking it over and looking at it, sniffing it.
Sort of observing it and thinking, you know, what's this?
It's kind of like the gods must be crazy, except the Coca-Cola bottle is a camera.
Yeah.
It's just that little, stretch it out a little bit. Take the camera away from the family and let it be different. Yeah. But I did enjoy that scene very much so, and I did forget about the Bo Berman getting undressed in the room scene. Even though, he didn't need to have it aiming at himself. I think that's always something that you kind of make sure you don't do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you close the curtains when you're getting changed. It's the same thing. You don't have a camera filming pointing at you while you get changed.
Was that because he peed himself?
Yeah, he peed himself.
He peed himself. I remember, and that was a funny touch as well. I peed myself. It's all right, brother. It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, getting changed, fair enough. And he does it in that panicked way. He does well with that performance. He does well with that scene, and the alien is genuinely scary in that moment.
Yeah, because it's kind of out of focus. You've got the alien that we all know, the grey alien with the big eyes, but it sort of comes close to the camera, and it drew a parallel. If you remember that fake thing that was supposed to be real, the alien autopsy.
Yeah.
That grainy thing. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that, you know, and I found it a little bit. Yeah, and then the Bo Burnham looking character kind of goes into a trance, doesn't he? And he's just sort of staring into nothing.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's as if he's gone inside.
Yeah. Get you.
I know.
Woo!
Yep, so he goes inside.
He got that funny feeling.
He got that. Okay.
And then he put it on his Instagram. Anyway, and then because the next scene he's back with the camera outside and it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
He's not acting like that what just happened. And I like it because now it's sort of like they're in the house. One of the aliens has got in the house, but the family aren't aware of it. That kid went into a trance, so he doesn't remember what just happened. We don't know really what happened because it's like the alien was just there for a second, as a look at the camera, and all of a sudden it's like it never happened. But just that little bit, it worked. I liked it.
More of that, maybe.
Yes, more of that.
More of those
please.
moments and less scripted tension. I think scripted drama.
Yeah.
And this would have been okay. So we've kind of got the patriarch of this scenario, the main matriarch. What about the other bit characters, the girlfriends and the sister? We've got
the
Cheryl Fenn thing going on with one of them, who kind of makes.
One of them goes into sort of like passes out, doesn't she? And they put him on the.
Yeah, and then she has like porridge or something smeared.
Yeah,
her face.
someone puts a bit of one of the aliens come in, they make some ready break and put a bit of porridge on her face, and then they hide behind the couch giggling like, can't believe they think this is. Come on, because obviously aliens know that fibre is important in the diet. So porridge is a nice source of fibre, and that's what they're going with.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like when kids try to feed an animal, and they're just like walking around with a spoon trying to stick it in the mouth of a rabbit. You know, it's that kind of mischievousness trying to go. Let's see if we can make it eat jelly.
Yeah, because we all know, right? If aliens came down, we'd be the equivalent of ants.
Yeah.
They'd be interested in us, probably. They may not even notice that we're there because we'd be that insignificant to how intelligent they would be.
That's very true.
You know,
we are just another species roaming around, like, you know, yeah.
And they probably would. They notice we're the dominant species on this planet, but we wouldn't be any threat to them.
No, definitely.
We'd be nothing to them, I would imagine.
Oh, just send them over now. It would be so. Just send them over and let them sort out the other problems, and let all them just ignore the rest of us. It'll be so nice. It'll be so.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of would. I think I'm more in the way of believing that we have been visited. If I'm being honest,
I'd love it to be to be somewhat helpful.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I think things have happened. I really do, and I think all this disclosure that's coming out at the minute is. I think we have been visited, and I honestly do. It makes me sound mental, but I really do think we have.
To be honest, there are things going on the planet that are more mental than believing something that is a harmless belief, and I think harmless beliefs and what people think. As long as it doesn't hurt or affect other people, you can believe what you like, and I think that's perfectly valid. And it's, I would love it to be true. I think I've become a lot more skeptical in recent years about everything, really. But there's always something that's deep down that says, okay, we are definitely not the only ones in this universe.
A lot of my...
We weren't the first here.
No, definitely not, no. I take a lot of my stuff from the Y-Files guy. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's definitely on the fence, on the other side of the fence, that we have been visited and there are things going on and we are having things happen that's been kept from us,
How has he not been shut down?
I have no idea. He did an episode on the moon. Have you watched that one?
Yeah.
About the moon being hollow, and he went in to disprove it. And after all the research he did, he left it thinking, I think it probably is.
Probably is, yeah, because there's nothing.
Yeah, he goes, I think it is hollow because it makes no sense and it freaks him out. And that's him, Mr. Science Guy,
Yeah, because it's about mass and density and the idea that the moon, if it was actually a solid structure, this is not what he said, but I've heard this being said, can't remember who, probably like the Grossman, whatever his name is, that if it was so dense that it would actually have a different mass to it, its mass index would be different, and its orbit around Earth would be dramatically significant, and the tides would be significantly stronger.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it, but yeah, it's a weird thing.
It is, and the fact that when they landed on it, they were recording it, and it vibrated for quite a while, and if it was dense, it wouldn't have done that. It was the fact that it was kind of like it's empty on the inside, and
because things can't vibrate unless there's air or space or a vacuum at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we solved that problem.
Yep,
the moon is hollow.
And aliens exist, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe. But, so everything that's in this is that little bit higher in budget.
Yeah.
The strolling out with the camera. Of course, it's a more up-to-date camera, so it's not the best. It's still VHS kind of quality.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more. You get to see a little bit more. There's a better lighting on the camera. They don't have to use as many candles even. But yeah, I think the whole thing is tainted so much because of the over dramatized elements to it.
I think that's where it falls down. Yeah, definitely. They've tried to add more. They tried to have some little storylines within storylines going on, and it just.
Yeah, and which is kind of like the pressure. If you want to sell something that is a dramatization, you put that in there. But did they need that in Ghost Hunters? No, in Ghost Hunters. In Ghost Watch? Did they have...
No, of course not, no.
There were no side dramas in that. It was purely about the family.
Yeah, I'd like to say the first, the McPherson tape, the first one is an hour long, this one's an hour and a half long, and you feel that extra half an hour.
You do, yeah. Because
it took me 2 days to get through this. It's a bit of a slog.
Because by the half an hour mark, a lot has happened. Pretty much the stuff that happened in the first movie was that first half hour. They tightened it up, which is good to tighten things up in a dramatic sense, but I don't know. I think when you really look at it, as it's edited, the things that were added, bringing the alien into the house was a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. But not actually seeing it. I mean, the guy with the camera is like scrambling over and said, let me see it. I need to be able to see it. They make sure that he doesn't actually get a 100% good view of the alien, which is kind of, before they close that door, he's been pushed out the way, and it's like, no, aren't they also, because I could have sworn they were thinking at that time, by the time that half an hour had gone, they'd accepted the camera as being evidence.
Yeah, we need to catalogue this, kind of.
I mean, the fact if they've got an alien and a camera, I'd be like, just get in on it.
Yeah, get this.
I mean, alien abduction autopsy, they were all on it. It was like nothing. They didn't shy away from that thing. But it is pure and simple because they didn't trust the makeup enough for it to be legitimate. I mean, I think it was heads and black suits, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. They had the big eyes, didn't they? They had the big alien eyes.
The big bug eyes. Because they wouldn't have been able to get people to be in a full body suit for that long and pay them. You ain't gonna pay me to do that stuff. No.
And it's like all the actors in this is like they went to some Amdram society and just went like, right, we're making a film, guys. Anyone want to be involved in this? And all like, yeah, the acting's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, because they are trying to act as though it's real, and we've said this before. When you are trying to act real, you can't. There's no way, because there's like a big wall in between reality and dramatization. There is, it's scripted. You're looking at marks. You're looking at camera angles. You're responding. You're reacting to other people's dialogue and then waiting for them to say their line. And if all of that is a part of the preparation of creating a drama, then you're only going to get a dramatic performance. You're not. But the thing is, they are trying to make it real, so therefore they fail. They are probably very competent actors. They probably were. Their auditions were probably amazing. There was probably some really good stuff in their auditions, but as soon as you try and pull the drama and try and twist it into being something that's spontaneous, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I really hope that one of the audition someone did a scene out of Macbeth or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like incredible. Like, oh, we'll have you. You're amazing. And then all of a sudden it's like, right, it's an alien abduction film. He's like, oh shit, what, really?
Oh no, well, I'll do it because I've got to pay for my wife's medical bills.
Yeah,
you know,
she's having
another baby because it's like $30,000, you know, for to actually go through all of that.
It costs you $30,000 to have a baby in America.
It's I think that's the figures. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Wow.
Because it's all private. You don't have NHS. So yeah, people. That's why there's so many bad movies in America because people have to pay for medical bills. So they'll do anything. I mean, there are some really good examples of found footage films and documentaries, and then we're going to talk about the documentary part about this because Lake Mungo did a great job in terms of tying in the documentary footage, the interviews with the actual the drama that was real.
And Lake Mungo is actually quite an unsettling film.
It is unsettling because they kept it out of the dramatization as much as possible. They still had it in there. There were still cringe moments, of course, but for the most part, it worked with that documentary angle to it, where they actually have the interviews and they're responding and reacting in those interviews. But there are other examples where it hasn't worked, like Antrim. If you've ever seen the scariest movie, the self-proclaimed movie that will kill you.
I've never watched it. No, I was scared it'd kill me.
No, exactly, and that's the problem because once you've set yourself up for that, you've already failed.
Yeah.
Because it's on YouTube and everybody can watch it, and it's like, but if it was that big a problem, it would have been a secure one of these bootleg things that would have gone around on VHS, which probably this McPherson tape was originally, if you think about it. And then, of course, Alien Abduction came out, the sequel. It was probably available on home video with nice glossy front covers.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the interviews. You pointed out the... I actually, can I just mention the musician in this?
Go for it.
Why did they actually need to have to interview a musician who had been fondled by aliens?
I don't know.
Why did he have to be British?
Why is he British?
Oh, Jamie lad, I had core blimey.
Oh, it brought it all back. It did. It shoved that thing up my arse.
Core blimey.
And then that director guy is like, this is the real, and if it's not real, no, I could tell you why I know it's real, because if it wasn't real, I would have made it.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Shut up.
It is all of that. I mean, every single insert was a slap in the face to the film, and it was again. Like with Antrim, which had all the documentary and interview footage at the very beginning, and it was terrible. Cut that out. Cut it. I mean, if you just take out the first 15 minutes of that and just go straight into Antrim, scariest movie ever, whatever, there is a feeling in that film that is unnerving and is quite frightening. But because of its promotion of it being a film that will kill you, and because of that interview segment at the beginning, it's absolutely it ruins it. It ruins what is potentially a really good horror film that could have endured.
Yeah.
And same with this. I mean, it weakened it tremendously.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good horror film that would have endured anyway. But you know what I mean? If they'd taken out, they don't need to put those interviews in. I kind of see why they've done it, to try and make it look authentic and look like it's a found footage. And I see why they did what they did, but I wish they hadn't done what they did.
Yeah.
You know, just remake the first film shot for shot, but with better actors and a little bit better quality. That's all he had to do.
And instead of, I mean, that's the thing. And as soon as you're able to get it all on YouTube, I think that's probably why these films can't be made anymore. You can't make a found footage film really anymore, because everything is on YouTube to be found. Everything is a found footage film now.
Yeah.
The reality is that nothing is not found. It's all there for us to find.
What's that film that came out in lockdown? They filmed it. It's brilliant. You may not have seen it. I don't know. What's it called? So they do like a seance, but on webcams. Host. That was brilliant. That's found footage, and that's a very, very good film.
Yeah, I think it is, because we watched one that was similar to that called Unfriended, and other than its technical prowess, which to actually have everything happening within that format is fresh and new and haven't been seen before, and is technically brilliant. Yeah. Because there is no manual. There's no poor chitlick book that tells you how to do it. Oh. Yeah. No. So
your favorite writer.
But Host really, really did make that quite frightening, because they even had the comedy relief character who came in and came out, and it worked, because you're always going to have a joker in the pack, you know.
Have you seen Death of a Vlogger?
I have not. No.
That's another found footage film that's really good.
Yeah, Death of a Vlogger.
Highly recommend that. That might be something. Maybe we could do a little found footage podcast at some point.
Death of a
Vlogger is a good film.
There was another one called Death of a Ghost Hunter. I don't think I even watched it. I have it, but I just haven't bothered watching it, because I don't know. It kind of came around when there was just already too much of that kind of stuff. It's like,
yeah, well, it does a very similar thing to Lake Mungo, where he starts to experience these paranormal events, so he starts to document them, and then what happens is they find out how he's been faking it. So he loses all his popularity because he found out he's been faking it. Mm-hmm. But then in the background of all the stuff he was faking was actual things happening as well.
So another layer of stuff.
So it ends up being genuinely creepy and scary, then you find out he's been faking it. You think, oh, you bastard. And then when you look into it deeper, it ends up being scary again. It's a good film.
Now
it's very
that sounds like a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sold on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna, yeah, and that's the whole idea. I mean, the idea of something being fake, we're always going to be cynical and critical. We're always going to be looking for that because none of us want to have the wool pulled over our eyes. We always want to be the ones that are kind of like going, you know, I don't think this is real.
Yeah.
And for them to actually go there and then pull it back and then take it there again, that would be nice.
Now, what would happen, right? Just say we're talking like this, we can see each other through, because we're on a spaceship. But if we're on a spaceship and we're in the future, our future selves, and we're not in this silly narrative we put ourselves in, we'd be computer to computer, look at each other. So imagine now, I just kind of go, hello? And look to the right of me, you see the light of the door open, and a hand just comes in, slices my throat, blood goes on the camera, and I just fall to the floor.
What do I do?
Dead air.
Yeah, what do I do?
Would you be like, oh my god, Andy's just been murdered? Or would you be going, he's faked that?
Well, do you know what? I think right, the scenario would be, okay, let me just try and put myself...
See, if I thought ahead, I could have done something in here to trigger something.
Yeah.
And then just cut the stream dead. And then let you decide, right, have I just made something up? Or are you thinking, shit, something's just happened to Andy?
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I would have been, yeah, I would be like, okay, let me just get on the phone, okay. I wouldn't be contacting you straight away and going, you know,
you go make breakfast first. You go make something to eat. You go think about it.
I'd be like, okay, what happened? It is right. Okay, first of all, I'll be like, right, Tracy works from home, so I contact her, say, is Andy all right? I'm not too sure if what I saw was right, but if she doesn't respond, how long before I call the police? How long before I start to really worry?
Yeah, I imagine I'm that much of an arsehole that I keep it going for like a couple of hours, and then police turn up. I'm like, oh no, it was a joke.
Well, exactly, but
I do a podcast with Stephen, and I did a joke where I pretended to be murdered by a knife.
I wonder how many times
maniac.
the police actually get called out to calls just like that, where somebody's webcam goes off at a moment of like slipping or something, or a noise, and then all of a sudden the person goes out of shot, and then the camera goes bad. A big coincidence that they've just had a power cut and everything, and then how many times does the police actually turn up at houses where somebody's not doing a practical joke, but they've just basically just lost connection?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
because you just
I suppose that's why they have to be missing for 24 hours before we can do anything about it. I suppose that's
exactly.
Why.
There is the 24
because of bloody podcasters.
Because of podcasters and their gags. So yeah, okay. Well, so so what are we gonna do now with everything? I mean, we're here on this spacecraft. I'm getting this vibe about we need to make a choice.
It's like they're talking to your mind.
Like what are we doing?
It's like I can hear. I can. It's like my thoughts on my own. It's like the aliens are putting thoughts into my head, and they're giving us a choice, Stephen.
Or like in Alien Abduction Incident at Lake County, it's more. Oh, what's that noise? Oh my gosh! It's the fire alarm. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I've been burned by something. Oh my god, no, it's fine now.
It's fine now. Okay, oh yeah, I am getting a choice. They are saying that we can't stay here. That we have to make a choice. They're saying that we have to go back to 1976.
Oh, I don't fancy that. That's not a choice. What's the other choice?
What's the other choice? We go back to the present. Okay, we go back and carry on our life, but hang on.
But there's our future selves there. Talk about silent running and that.
Still
talking about it. It's going on for weeks, that podcast.
It's never going to finish. Well, if we go back there, okay. So if we go back there, what will happen? Will there be a paradox? Will the universe explode? Okay.
We'd have to murder our future selves if we're going to go back. We can't do that.
But, well, think about it. We might have to. I mean, it's still us.
Can't we just go with this alien race back to their hometown? Can't we do that? Hometown? Home planet?
Hometown. Let's go to the hometown.
Let's go to the hometown.
Alien hometown. Woo! Oh, sounds like a restaurant. And that's tiramisu. Take me up. Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds fine. I mean, I think murder is just not really our thing. I'm not really...
No, I'm not into... No. I couldn't kill myself. I definitely couldn't kill you, so...
No. We'd have to do each other. I mean,
yeah.
It will be a... yeah.
And if we've got one bullet in whatever space gun they give us, we'd have to put our heads together and one of us have to shoot between both heads. It just seems...
And then we'd have to clean up the mess ourselves.
After we're dead.
Then live with ourselves.
I think we go with the alien race. I think we go back.
We're not. I'm not going back to the 70s. I'm not going to live back there. And
no,
unless But yeah, okay. We're going to stay. But where are we going to go?
They're saying that it's the Sirius system is where they're from.
Okay.
That's the belt of the Hercules constellation, isn't it? So looks like we're going there.
Okay. Well, if we say yes, when do we go? I mean, now?
Huh?
Now?
Said now, as long as we just mention the one other bit of the second McPherson tape film at the ending, where if there was one thing that was slightly scary about it, and I just thought about it, was at the very end they all go in a trance, apart from the kid who went in a trance who got changed earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite scary, where he's watching everything that's happened to him, and they're all in a trance, apart from him, and he's just screaming at them, and it ends.
Exactly. I think so. And
that was all right. That was a good idea.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah. The aliens are giving us a few more minutes to wrap up, so they recognize the importance of frame by frame, and they said that we can actually beam this episode to our future selves.
Oh,
that's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, you just can you put that camera out of my face for a second?
Oh yeah.
No, you're supposed to say no.
No, because he says yeah, but carries on filming, doesn't
he? So yeah, creepy girl. I mean, they have the creepy girl, the piano, which they could have done so much more with the piano.
But they try and turn it into a haunted house film. The piano, the creepy girl.
Yeah,
it's too much. No, stick with the aliens.
That's it. That's it.
Well, that's it then. I think we should.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Like the end of Close Encounters, we're both Richard Dreyfuss who gets onto the ship.
Okay.
Now let's just say goodbye to Earth.
But this is going to be the end of us. We're not going to be able to do any more podcasts. Our future selves will be fine with that.
Our future selves will continue the mantle for us.
Okay.
Unless, in some crazy future selves, we can do a podcast from an alien planet.
Well, you never know. We might really want to...
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's in the future of this narrative storyline. So, okay, I think I'm ready. Do we need to strap in?
Apparently we won't feel anything they're telling me.
Okay.
It's just...
So...
Goodbye, Earth.
Goodbye, Earth.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh no, here we go. It's getting smaller. Do you see that window?
You can see Earth just disappearing and...
Oh no, hang on, there's a Voyager space probe. I can hear spice girls. Oh god.
Wasn't that at the beginning of Contact, the movie with Jodie Foster?
I think it was, isn't it?
They hear the Spice Girls in the depths of space.
No wonder they only...
No wonder they only go to certain rednecks. You know, that's what the aliens do when they try to look for them. Like the Spice Girls, they go, no, I hear you,
I feel the need for speed.
Ow! Charlie, don't surf!
This is fantasy.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Quit griping.
I like griping.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.